What is my job? Has your style changed over the years? Would I like to have a pet? What I did before I was an influencer, and it is devastating that I cannot eat it on a daily basis. It was a very weird year in my life. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back. Hope you're all having a lovely day. So in case you guys didn't already see my Instagram stories, Melbourne is unfortunately back in lockdown, but this time it is only supposed to be for a few days. It's more of like a snap, sharp lockdown kind of thing, not a long one like we had last year. So I think we'll be out of lockdown now in a couple more days or by the weekend. Fingers crossed. And if we're not, you best believe Lockdown Diaries is going to make a full return. But until then, yeah, we are just currently in a very short, sharp lockdown. I thought I would vlog my day today, and I would also do a little Q&A and answer some of the questions that you guys often ask me on Instagram, and you guys also sometimes ask me these questions here as well. Okay, so before I get started, I'm just going to answer your most frequently asked questions, which are, what is my age? So I'm 27 years old. What is my height? I'm 169 centimeters tall. And the last question you guys always ask me is, what is my job, or what do I do for a living? So you're pretty much watching me do my job right now. I am a content creator and have been doing this as my full-time job since 2017. I only started YouTube, I think July last year, so I'm still sort of new to the whole video content creation thing, I guess. But my job on Instagram and also my blog and also creating content for other brands has been my full-time job for about 4 years now. And in case you're wondering, I am making a BLT for lunch, except I'm also going to add an egg. I honestly don't know how I'm going to eat this. BLT a la Jess. Okay, we're back after lunch. I've had to get changed because I dropped the BLT all over my top. So yeah, we love that. I'm going to put a bit of makeup on because I haven't worn makeup since last week, given we're in lockdown, and I didn't even wear makeup on Valentine's Day. I just got this delivery of makeup from Laura Mercier. So yeah, I just thought I would try it out for you guys, have a little chat with you, keep answering some questions, put a bit of makeup on, etc. I asked you guys on my Instagram stories what questions you wanted me to answer for this Q&A, and as always, you guys very much delivered. I have a million questions to answer, and I really don't think I'm gonna get through them all, but I'm definitely going to try and answer as many as I can. One of the first questions that you guys seem to want to know is a little bit about what I did before I was an influencer. So pretty much after school finished, I got a double degree in commerce and law. I majored in business management and marketing as part of my commerce degree. So I never actually ended up practicing law because I ended up doing this as my full-time job instead. But pretty much I was working as a paralegal at a law firm for 2 years, and it was actually while I was doing that job, which is when I started my fashion blog, which at the time was called Jessica in Love. I don't know why I called it that. It is literally the lamest name I've ever heard in my entire life. And with the encouragement of just a couple of my friends, they suggested that I should start posting the things that I post on my fashion blog on Instagram as well. So I think I started doing that in maybe 2015. And yeah, that is sort of where I started to very slowly grow a bit of a following. So I guess at the time I sort of started my fashion blog as a hobby. I really did not think that it was something you could monetize. I definitely did not go into it thinking it could ever be my full-time job. In fact, I was very much intending on becoming a commercial lawyer. That was always the plan and always sort of what I had in mind for my future. I came from a family of lawyers. My dad was a lawyer, my cousins are lawyers, and it just sort of made sense, I guess, to do that same thing. Yeah, it just very naturally and organically ended up just becoming a small business. I think that the reason I started it at the time was just as a creative outlet. I was studying constantly. If I wasn't studying, I was at work. As I mentioned, at the time I was working as a paralegal, but I was also working as a retail assistant at Nike. And I guess I just needed something on the side to sort of make me happy and give me an opportunity to be creative. I guess moral of the story is this started as a passion. It is still my passion, and I definitely do not take this job for granted ever, because I love my job and I really hope that I can do this or something like this literally forever. So the next question is, what do you wear when you're in a rush? So pretty much wear the same thing every day, whether or not I'm in a rush, and that is a t-shirt, a pair of jeans, some Converses or sneakers or Doc Martens or something like that, and if it's a bit cold, I'll bring a jacket, maybe a blazer or a trench coat or a jumper. That's pretty much it. Okay, so the next question is, if there was a book that continued your whole life, would you read it? The answer to that is no, I don't think I would. I would actually prefer just to let life happen and not know what's gonna happen in the future, because I think especially if something bad was going to happen, I kind of just don't want to know, because I think it would ruin every day between now and the bad thing happening. So the next question is, has your style changed over the years? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. I would say that my style is constantly evolving, and it's also really dependent on my mood and where I am in the world and where I'm at and what the weather is and what I'm vibing and how I'm feeling, and it's just so many things. So I think it's actually really hard to define personal style. I think I'd probably say the only thing that defines my personal style right now is that it is more on the minimal casual side, I guess. And I think that is just because I like to be comfortable. So for me, getting dressed in the morning and going out and doing whatever I have to do, I just want to be comfortable pretty much all the time. So the next question is, are you an indecisive person? I would say yes, but then once I have made the decision, I'm not indecisive at all, and I have absolutely no regrets, and I just like go forward with that decision that I've made at the time. So yeah, if that makes sense. Half yes, half no. The next question is, do I see myself living in Melbourne long term? I would say the answer to that question is yes, mainly just because this is where all my family and friends are. Okay, I'm going to try some of these products that I got now. I don't know which one I should go for. Maybe I will do the Bellini. It seems a little bit pinkier. I actually don't usually wear blush, so where is one supposed to add blush? Isn't it at the top here? Like that? Okay, I think you can see the makeup a little bit better in this light. So I've sort of gone for like a pinky, glowy kind of look. I have to say, this is a lot of makeup for someone that's not leaving the house today. But anyways, so you guys asked me a lot of questions about my diet and what I eat on a daily basis and that kind of thing. I think if you do watch my vlogs, you probably already sort of know what I eat, because I post a lot of my food on my weekly vlogs. But pretty much I eat 3 meals a day. So for breakfast, I usually have oats or chia pudding or smoothies or toast with fruit and peanut butter. For lunch, I usually try and have some kind of protein, so I'll have eggs and tuna salad, or I'll have like an omelette, or like today I'll have a BLT or something like that. Maybe I'll have some French toast. Obviously sometimes I go out for lunch or I go out for breakfast, especially if I've got an event or a meeting, then the day will kind of go a bit differently and I'll eat different things on days like that. But this is sort of just like a typical day, I guess. Then in the afternoon, I'll usually have like a snack. So maybe I'll have like a smoothie or some chocolate, some chips, something unhealthy, or just whatever I'm craving that day really. I just kind of like go with the flow of the day. And then in the evening, I'll usually have some more protein and some vegetables and some carbs. So I'll usually have some fish or some chicken in a curry or in a stir fry or with some vegetables. I sort of stick to a relatively low FODMAP diet, so I don't eat that much gluten, dairy and fructose, and this is not by choice. This is purely because I suffer with IBS and those things just really trigger my stomach, so I just try and stay clear of them if I can. I love dairy, I am obsessed with cheese, and it is devastating that I cannot eat it on a daily basis because I miss it every day. But because of the fact that I suffer with IBS, these foods just completely trigger my stomach and make it almost impossible for me to get on with the day after I've eaten them. So the next question is, would I like to have a pet? The answer to that is currently no, but maybe one day. I am personally allergic to most animals, the fur of most animals. Even those hyperallergenic dogs that people are always saying you should get them if you're allergic to dogs, I'm still allergic to them because all they do is run around your house and pick up dust all over the house and then come sit on you, so then I'm sneezing because I'm allergic to dust. So I don't know how people are having them dogs and still being fine with their allergies, because I personally am not good with those dogs. I've never had a pet growing up. I'm not used to having a pet around, and it just doesn't really feel that natural to me to have a pet. But I do like puppies, obviously, because who doesn't like puppies? And I also love bunnies, so maybe one day I'll get a bunny or a puppy or something, especially if Nick and I end up in a house that has a little bit of a backyard or a little bit of a garden, or we live across the road from a park or something. But where I live right now is an apartment and it just does not feel like it would suit. So yeah, not anytime soon, but never say never. So the next question is, what are my favorite things to do in Melbourne? And I think my most favorite thing to do in Melbourne is go out for dinner. We have the most amazing restaurants and cafes and bars and that kind of thing. So I really do just love going out for dinner with Nick and friends and going out for drinks and that kind of thing. And my second favorite thing to do in Melbourne, I think, would be go for walks. There are so many beautiful walks that you can go on in Melbourne. By the way, I just got the most amazing perfume from Louis Vuitton. So beautiful. It even has my initials on it. So nice. I'm just trying to clean up my room a little bit because it's kind of a mess. Guys also asked me about what my first job was. So the very first job that I ever had was at Subway. I was exactly 14 and 9 months old, which is the legal age that you can have a job here in Melbourne. And then after Subway and McDonald's, I worked at a frozen yogurt place. I worked at a place called Happy Lab. If you guys are from Melbourne and you remember or have ever heard of Happy Lab, that is insane because it has not existed for like 6 or 7 years. I also worked in a marketing firm, and then I also worked for a swimwear label at one point as well. So I have had a lot of jobs. I was doing my degrees for about 5.5 years. So there were lots of opportunities to try different jobs and just try different things. So the next question is, where is the most obscure place that you've traveled to? So I think I've been to a few interesting places that I probably have never spoken about on my Instagram before because I went to a lot of these places before I had a following on Instagram. But I visited Serbia with my best friend. So she's Serbian, so we stayed there for a week, which was absolutely amazing. That was back when I was 20 years old. I actually would love to go back to Serbia. I had such a good experience when I went there. I do think that traveling with my best friend who is from there and she has her family there, sorry, I'm just indexing my table, I think that definitely helped because it gave me a little bit more of a local experience as opposed to maybe as a tourist it would be very different. I'm not really sure. And the second place that I have been to, which I thought was quite interesting, was Abu Dhabi. And I actually traveled to Abu Dhabi because I won a competition to go to Abu Dhabi, which is so crazy. I went through this stage where I kept winning competitions. I won a trip to Hawaii, then I won a trip to Abu Dhabi, and then I won a trip to Cairns. It was a very weird year in my life. I went to Abu Dhabi with my family. It was amazing. I loved it. I definitely would love to go back. The last question that I'm going to answer in today's video is, what is my evening skincare routine? I pretty much just like to cleanse my makeup off and then I will add a couple of products. I kind of rotate each day depending on what's happening with my skin, but recently the product that I've been using the most regularly is the Advanced Night Repair Serum, which is from Estee Lauder, and also the Advanced Night Repair Eye Cream, which is also from Estee Lauder. Another product that I quite like, which I've been using a little bit, is from Alpha H. Here it is. And this one is the Liquid Gold Midnight Reboost Serum. And for moisturizer, recently I've just been using the Ultra Facial Cream, which is from Kiehl's. I'm not really that fussy when it comes to the moisturizer, but typically just try and go for things that won't clog my pores. I usually do a double cleanse, so I'll start with the Clinique one to get majority of my makeup off, and then after that I will use this one, which is from Dermaceutic, and it is the Advanced Cleanser. I hope you enjoyed spending the day in lockdown with me here in Melbourne, and yeah, that's pretty much all. But otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye!